And now for something completely different. Welcome on in, everybody. I have just found out about Larian Studios' RPG survey, and because I was having fun already on the first page and answering all the questions, I felt I should bring it to your attention that they are making this survey. So if you don't know who Larian Studios are, they are the guys that made Divine Divinity, that made Divinity Original Sin recently, and that are basically one of the forefronts, sort of AA studios that are making good games out there. But the RPG player survey, as they put it, as it's called, is all about the sort of games that you like. So I'm going to answer it for myself. I'm going to answer it on camera because I found that it was interesting. You might want to know a little bit more about me if you're new to the channel, or if you just want to know a little bit about how I feel about things, because it's an interesting one, and I will be putting up this video just as a curiosity. So yeah, let's go on in. We at Larian Studios would like to learn what you think is most important when it comes to RPGs. I like that they pluralize that properly. The survey will take approximately 7 minutes to complete. If you enter your... well, this video will take a little bit more because I talk a bunch. If you enter your contact details, you will be entered into our draw for a Steam gift. We are giving away 40. A lot of those things. So if you want the link, that's a link in the description. So yeah, you can get this and stuff. Just go and answer for yourself. But anyway, thanks for taking our survey. Ooh, my pleasure. Anyway, so how do you feel about these genres? Computer role-playing games. Well, I like that they put in Fallout 1 and 2 alongside Divinity Original Sin right there. Well, that's a pretty simple one, isn't it? Just love. That's that, isn't it? Action RPGs. Oh, there we go. So we have The Witcher, Dragon Age, Diablo, Dark Souls. And I now understand why that's an action RPG, because I played it. I do like action RPGs. Yeah, I don't love them, but I mean, the fact that the original Witcher is one of my favorite RPGs of all time, kind of. Anyway, Japanese RPGs, for example, Final Fantasy, Fire Emblem, or Persona 5. Isn't that the new one? The Persona 5 one? Anyway, I don't really like them. I would say I'm neutral, but to be honest, there's so many things about the traditional JRPG for me that I just dislike right there. I'm not gonna say I don't play, because I do sometimes, but very rare. It's very rare. MMORPGs, for example, World of Warcraft, Destiny, or Star Wars: The Old Republic. Well, those I don't play, but because I dislike. But it's not one of those things like, you know, you don't play. Strategy games, for example, XCOM, Civilization, Total War. Well, well, I like them a lot. Not love, but yeah, I would put probably Europa Universalis in there, and instead of XCOM, I probably would put Xenonauts, the second of which is also in development, by the way. Co-op multiplayer games, for example, Ghost Recon Wildlands, that's the last one, right? Portal 2 and Left 4 Dead. I don't really play them. I mean, co-op multiplayer game. There's games with co-op things, but I don't really play them. But I'm neutral. But I'm not going to say I don't play them. I'm going to say I'm neutral to that. Yeah, because I do. You know, with this, I have multiplayer series here on the channel. So yeah, how do you feel about these types of? Oh, now we're getting to the nice nitty-gritty stuff. How do you feel about these types of camera in RPGs? Isometric / top-down. Well, love, right there. That's basically what it is. Love, 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 forever. Most of my favorite RPGs of all time have isometric or top-down or 3/4 cameras and all that sort of stuff. But also, the reason why I do love that is mostly because it allows for a complete disconnect between my skill as a player and the skills of my character. So if I'm very good at shooting, my character is not going to be forced to be very good at shooting. That's the big advantage, not just in terms of, mostly in terms of the camera, but also in terms of the type of combat that we're going to get to later, because there's other things down here. So yeah, I definitely love that. First person, I dislike. In an RPG, I really dislike, because I think, actually, I hate it, because it changes the game too much for me, I think. Never mind the fact that I'm playing New Vegas and I'm loving it, but and I'm playing it on first person. I hate it. It's for shooters. Keep it at shooters. Thank you. Third person, neutral. Definitely neutral. It's okay. There's games that do it well. There's games that do it bad. It's okay. Third person here, of course. This is also third person, but I know what they mean. Like, over the shoulder or further back, like in Gothic, something like that. So what do you feel is the ideal length of an RPG? We have Actually, I would prefer to have something a bit along the lines of 1 to 10 hours, 10 to 20 hours, and then instead of just this one. Not that I would choose that, because I think the ideal length is 20 to 40 hours, just simply because, I don't know, 20 to 40 hours, it depends on the style of RPG, but because I don't like filler combat, I just think if an RPG doesn't have filler combat, 20 to 40 hours is going to be the perfect solution. But if it has filler combat, like for example, The Witcher 3, I really enjoyed it, and it's 100 hours or more, and I think the length was perfectly acceptable, even though it was a very long game. It wasn't boring, I felt, even though there were, the second expansion, in my opinion, didn't, was a little bit longer than it should have been, but there we go. That's my choice right there. Not to say anything about the games that I enjoy that are longer or shorter, but yeah. How much do you value? Oh yeah, do you value these features in an RPG? Story rich. Well, this is actually very important here. I don't know what Larian is thinking, but judging from their what they are thinking, regarding what this actually means. But judging from their games, I think they believe that their game is story rich. And if you've never played Divinity Original Sin, I'm talking specifically about Divinity Original Sin. It is a game that is very story rich. The characters, there's a lot of exposition, there's a lot of character development. Not so much in terms of changes in the character, so that's probably not character development what I'm saying. It's just, they talk a lot, there's a lot of dialogue, there's a lot of things. And I come more from, I prefer Fallout 1 and 2 sort of a story development. Where it's contextual story. If you want to get into the nitty-gritty, you'll get things to know about the past and the lore and all this sort of stuff, but it's more, you go to this character and he's kind of pissed about somebody stealing his watch, or you go to this one and he doesn't like the casinos or whatever. So I like that sort of story-rich, but I think what Larian means I don't like. I prefer emergent storytelling, so I'm gonna say it's slightly important, because it's not unimportant. Not important is the thing. They just give it, a not important. It's not very not important. It's, yeah, I'm gonna say it's slightly important, but it's important to understand why I say this, because, it's not about the combat for me. I just really think that the systems in place and the characters in place need to take precedence over a story, as it were, so you can tell a story with your character. Technical combat. I'm gonna say it's moderately important. I do enjoy tactical combat in RPGs very much, but it's okay. It's not something that turns me off or turns me on about the game. Well, actually, it turns me on about, yeah, I'm horny for some tactical combat, please. Character progression. I will take that as basically a leveling system. That is not important. And as shocking as that is, it is not important. You don't need level ups to have an RPG, and I feel that it doesn't really bring anything new or good to the table at all, because it will screw up it might even screw up your storyline if you just focus on getting more loot, because that happens a lot. You just, oh, how can I tell this story? Because of character progression. That usually is a problem in design. And designing an RPG. Replayability. Oh, very, very important. That's, if your RPG is not replayable, it probably is not an RPG. So that's more of a consequence than a design goal. You need to have your design in place for this to be a thing, but there we go. That's that one. Challenge. Challenge is a very nice thing. I will say that Under Rail was probably one of the most challenging RPGs that I've ever played. But I will also say that it didn't really make it good. It didn't make it better, the fact that it was challenging. Balance is more important, I feel. Balance is way more important than challenge. But they don't have it here. So I think this is just difficulty in general, more than balance. So I'll say it's moderately important, but I do enjoy a challenging game. I did enjoy my first time through The Witcher 1 on hardest difficulty, because I had to just use all the skills on my ability and just the potions and all that, and I like when the game forces you to do that. But usually it's done with turn-based combat, with with special encounters, not with filler content and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, challenge right there. Loot, not important. Please don't give me loot. I don't want to handle any of that. Thank you. Crafting. I will say the crafting is not important at all. I haven't seen a crafting system that is worthwhile in any RPG ever, including my favorite RPG of all time, which is The Age of Decadence. And if you haven't played it, just look it up on YouTube, because my video is probably up there. Or if not, well, you can look it up. But yeah, fantastic RPG. It does have crafting, and it's interesting. It's an interesting system. But I felt that it was, even though it was well done and it wasn't intrusive, it really wasn't necessary. But it was basically a means to an end, really. And you didn't have to have that if you didn't want a character with crafting. It was more interesting. The crafting in that game was more interesting because you could have, like, dialogue interactions because of your crafting. And that was awesome. That was really cool. I like that. Well, one of the reasons why it's the best RPG ever made. Co-op. I will say that's slightly important. I like co-op RPGs. I know some people don't. Let me just clarify. I'm not here to soothe your opinion as a viewer. When I say I know some people don't, I'm trying to defend my point here because I know some people are very, very opposed against co-op, opposed to co-op in RPGs. But I feel that that's a fun mechanic. I think if the game is done well, it's a fun mechanic. It's because, you know, RPGs come from tabletop RPGs and it's co-op, so I feel that it captures a little bit of that. PvP is totally not important. Thank you. I'm not even sure. What kind of protagonist do you prefer? A pre-written character, a custom character, or no preference? Well, a custom character. No doubt about it. And please let me make it before the game starts. How do you feel about these styles of combat in RPGs? Well, turn-based, right? Come on. Love. Right there. Real-time, I don't really hate. I don't really dislike it. I'm gonna say neutral on that. I'm okay with that. A lot of my favorite RPGs have real-time combat, just because a lot of RPGs have real-time combat. But turn-based, it's just everything that I want forever. It's just awesome. Even crappy systems or systems that are not very good, just because they're turn-based, you can look past that. Unless you're playing something like an Necronox or something like that, you just have to wait for like 5 hours for each attack or something. And real-time pause, totally hate it. Please don't make it. Please stick one of these, please. Thank you. Yep. Also, no, stick to this one, but sure. The reason why I don't like real-time with pause is because I have never seen a game. Well, actually, I have. Tyranny is probably the best real-time with pause system that I have ever seen. But that's because more of a character system than the system itself. The fact that it's real-time with pause is kind of meh, whatever. It would be better as a turn-based. And that's a real shame, really, is that all the real-time with pause games, they're just cop-outs. It's like, yeah, you know, we want to cater to both sides, and they end up having messes like the terrible things that happen in Icewind Dale when you need just precise placement with your characters, and especially in that game, especially the second one, where the AI just goes for your spellcasters. So if you don't have your line perfectly lined up, because there's no greed on that either, if you don't have it perfectly lined up, they'll just take your spellcasters and destroy your whole party because of that. But yeah, just that's that. So, which of these traditional RPGs have you... Oh, that's with a capital T right there. Man, I'm gonna make a channel called Traditional RPG. Yeah. Have you played, and how do you feel about them? Fallout 1 and 2. Okay. Well, that's really a given, right? Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. Well, I'm gonna say I love them. But, I mean, I love them. I love Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. I think more now than ever after my last Let's Play that I learned how to do that. Divinity Original Sin, I like it. I didn't love it. There's a lot of things that I didn't like about that, but I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not sure how polished, how much better it can get. It's not like, I love it because it can get better than the game it is. I like it. It's the game it is. Pillars of Eternity, I like it as well. Didn't love it. I thought it was better than Divinity Original Sin, even though Divinity Original Sin had turn-based combat, not real-time with pause. Wasteland 2, I liked it as well. A little bit less, I think it's in the middle of these. I like this one better than Wasteland 2, and I like Wasteland 2 better than Divinity Original Sin, so yeah. Shadowrun Hong Kong. Shadowrun Hong Kong, oh yeah, I know that one. That's the last one. That's the one that I played to the end. The second one I didn't, and the first one I played like halfway through. I liked that one. I think it was really cool. On the second playthrough, it was way better. Yeah, I like it. South Park, The Stick of Truth. I haven't played it. I really should. Apparently, it's brilliant. Apparently, they sold like 5 million copies. Good for them, Obsidian. Good for you. Which of these action RPGs have you played, and how do you feel about them? The Witch... Oh, it's just a continuation, right? Oh, no, it's because it's a traditional RPG. And I like it. It's not old school. I like that. I like that they went with a word that I haven't seen, to be honest. Action RPGs. The Witcher 3. I loved it. It's my favorite AAA RPG of all time. To say that I prefer to Pillars of Eternity, though. That's sacrilege, isn't it? Oh, I'm gonna need to change things. Okay. Well, let's go with that, and then I'll switch things around because it's, you know, judging them on different scales. Dragon Age Inquisition. That is the second one. What? I hated it. Ever terrible, awful, just awful. Middle Earth: Shadow of Mordor. Never played it. Probably should because it was very cheap. Fallout 2, or no, wait a minute. Fallout 4. I did play it, so I hate it. The reason for that was dialogue, but I didn't play it very far. So if you want to know more about this, one day you will, because I will probably make a let's play or something like that, or a video at least. Most likely I'll stream it or something. Diablo 3. I dislike it, even though I played a bunch of it. Dark Souls 3. I didn't play it. No, I wanted to say Dark Souls, the original one, because I love it. I love it. It's amazing. Mountain Blade. I like it. Don't love it. It's a very interesting game, but the UI kind of screws it up for me. Dishonored 2. I didn't play it. The first one was pretty awesome though, but I liked it. Didn't really love it. Actually, yeah, I like it. Okay, so here I'm gonna need to bring these things up. Pillars of Eternity needs to go up there. Wasteland 2 needs to go up here. Shadowrun Hong Kong. I really like the game, but my personal preference doesn't really align too much with that game. It's so awesome. It's so well written. I like it a lot. But not enough to love. Which of these strategies... Forever Alone. Oh, which of these strategies have you played? Strategy games, sorry. Have you played, and how do you feel about them? Civilization 6. I didn't play that one, but I can say I'm neutral. Let's go with that, because I did play Civilization 5. XCOM 2, I didn't play that one either, but I can say I am neutral. Total War Warhammer instead of Total Warhammer. I can say I dislike it, even though I only played it a little bit. Well, an afternoon, basically. Total War Shogun 2, didn't play it. Is that the nice one? Is that the good one? Or is that the first one that was good? Crusader Kings 2, I love it. Actually, I like it only because it can't compare it. No, actually, I love it. If it was Europa Universalis, I would go with that. But then again, this is like Europa Universalis. Let's go with the love right there. Darkest Dungeon, I love it. Just, let's go with that. Yeah. Which of these MMORPGs have you played and how do you feel about them? We have World of Warcraft. I dislike it. I have only played it for a few hours and I don't get the game. Why? Why? No! Destiny, haven't played it. Elder Scrolls Online, I kind of wanted to play it, but they still charge you for the money. Charge you for the money? Yeah, charge you for the entrance. So, yeah, whatever. I just wanted to give it a look, really. Although there was a few weekends where it was free, but I haven't played any of these. There were a few weekends where it was free, and I should have gone there. Social gaming. Which of these games have you co-op, as you play co-op, and how do you feel about them? Terraria, Starbound. Oh, well, why is it the same? Please don't. Okay, let's... I've co-opted Starbound. I thought it was... Sure. Ghost Recon, I didn't play it. Don't Starve Together. I like it. No, not pre-wars. Borderlands 1, 2, and the pre-sequel. Which apparently is a full game, and people just think it's not, because it's like, titled as it's not. I didn't play that one. I played the first two, but I didn't co-op it. Portal 2, I didn't co-op it. Left 4 Dead 1 and 2. I like it. Don't love it. Especially the first one. I prefer the first one to the second. I think the second is a little bit too gimmicky. I don't like the characters either. Just my preference, really. Although I believe the second... I personally... I don't like the characters, but I think they're better written, if that makes sense. How do you spend the majority of your gaming time while playing games? Really, solo. If you play tabletop RPGs... I don't know. I wanted to. Have you used any of these virtual platforms to play online? Tabletop RPGs like Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder, Shadowrun, etc. Please give me a comma over here, and please a dot after that. Larian, please. Thank you. I have not used any of these things ever. I haven't played tabletop RPGs through that. Thank you. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. I should. I want to, but yeah. What age are you? Well, I'm 30. Thank you. I'm very old. What is your gender? I am male. Even, well, it's kind of... I like to see these demographics. It's such a shame that it's so many men that love... I mean, I have nothing against men. But it's just, why don't we have more female players in RPGs? My channel is like 6% female in the demographics, which is, I mean, it doesn't surprise me, but as it doesn't surprise me that the vast majority of it is like people in between the 25 and 60 years of age. Well, I say 60, but really the majority, I think, is 40% between 30 to 45, I think, something like that. But yeah. It's just, it's the games that they are and all that. On average, how much money do you spend on games a month? Well, actually, now that I will say 40 to 60. Considering the games that I get sometimes for free. For example, Divinity Original Sin I didn't get for free, but Pillars of Eternity... No, actually, Pillars of Eternity I backed it up, so I didn't get it for free either. But I think I got... No, Wasteland 2 I didn't get it for free either. But I got a lot of the games that I play on the channel, I get it for free. So I think even with that, I think it would be 40 to 60. But to be honest, actually not, because... Yeah, I think I play a lot of old stuff. So yeah, that's about the line. I wish it were more, but that's a lot already. It's like 10%. Sure. Where do you get your game information and news? Well, gaming news and news sites. RPG Watch is an amazing site. Also follow a few others, but for RPGs, RPG Watch is definitely the place. Is the watch. Reddit? No, not really. Social media? No. Steam community? No. Yeah, no. Browsing the Steam catalog. Yeah, I do. Recommendations from Steam. Yeah. Independent community forums. Yes. Well, and gaming site. Yeah, well, whatever. Publisher developer forums. No, not really. Word of mouth. Not really. Unfortunately. I don't know many people that play RPGs. I'm really the word of mouth for most of those people that play RPGs, but not really very interested in that. On average, how many hours per week do you play games on your PC or consoles? Well, that is so I kind of know that. So I release 6 episodes a day, which means that it's at least 3 hours per day, which means that it's at least 3 times 7, so it's 21. But then on top of that, you got probably an overlap of probably about 30 hours. So I would say, and then with all the stuff that I play off camera, I would say 30 hours or more. Apparently that's the maximum. Sure. What channels do you use to watch gaming content? YouTube, Twitch, and that's that really. That's that. Which platforms do you actively play on? PC, and that's that. Not even mobile, because stupid mobile games are all stupid. Why don't they make proper games like Legend of Grimrock? Why is it in mobile? Make it turn-based. But I mean, back in the day when we had like Java things, we had like stuff like Doom and all interesting games on Java, but you know, before smartphones and stuff like that. But not anymore. It's terrible. Anyway, yeah, that's the gaming for me. Yeah, Steam gift card. We are giving away 40. All those numbers. If you want to enter our draw, okay, that's that. That's my name over there, right there, and my email address. So yeah, that's that. I'm gonna, well, actually, I probably should do, can I hide this? Well, let's not say anything. I don't want the Steam gift card. You guys get it. Yeah. Thank you very much, though. Actually, I could put there. They don't need to know who I am. There we go. Thank you for participating in the survey. If you have opted to participate in the competition to win a Steam gift card, we will contact... Well, I didn't. But thank you very much, Larian. This was fun. Thank you very much for making me think and making me talk about the games I love. And if you're watching now, well, thank you very much for watching. You are amazing. Thank you very much for watching. I had a lot of fun. So, I'll see you next time. This was something completely different. Yeah. Again, links in the description below, and feel free to let me know your opinions about things and your responses and all that. Comment section. Thank you very much. I will see you next time. Bye.